Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this another brand new day. Yes, indeed, it is Friday, and apparently it is Valentine's Day. I say apparently because I don't have anyone to give Valentines to anymore at this moment. My family's all, my parents, and they're gone. My wife is gone. My children are taken care of by somebody else, and of the three, two of them are already in Montana. One of them still lives in town, but I haven't even been able to get hold of him. So thumbs up. Oof. I drank a carbonated beverage before I started. Now I'm going to have CO2 escaping from my tummy as I speak. Thumbs up for that. So I am using, I forgot to adjust my webcam software to be 1280 by 720. So it's recording in 1920 by 1080 again, and it's going to down res, but I'm not using a ton of that actual video. So thumbs up. Hey, at least I'm trying. Definitely a good thing. So I had therapy yesterday, and I talked about this, that, and the other. There were some good things. There were some bad things. There were some things that I need to think about. There were some things that I'm just good to get out that I've just been thinking of and working on. So positives. My therapist is quite pleased with my progress. I am a much different person than I was when I first started therapy. And that is a very good thing right there. Definitely a thumbs up. Also, I went walkies yesterday, and it was fun, because when I started going off, it was just cold and moist, but the sky was clear. There were stars everywhere. By the time I walked up to Walmart, it wasn't clear anymore. And on my way back, half the trip I had to have my travel umbrella open, and then from that point the last quarter of the trip was periodically turning it down and then just carrying it at my side and then popping it back open again because it was raining once more. So it was good. I'm glad I went out walkies. It is definitely a good thing. My thighs are now in a constant state of being sore. Hopefully this is because of what I've been doing with my exercise. I mentioned before how I felt like I just plateaued. I need to push harder to do more. But I don't really want to be an athlete. I'm pretty happy at the state of health I'm at now. I mean, my pulse is higher than it has been, but it's still good. Not higher than it has been. It was down around 45 before. Now it's around 55 to 60, which is fine. That's good. So by not exercising every single day, by not going walkies every single day, you see, when you're doing anything physical, football player, walking, running, riding your bike, whatever, if you skip a day, it takes 2 days of work to get back up to where you were. So I had plateaued, but that stress of your body pushing and getting up a little bit better is what your body really does well with and likes and enjoys and does your health. It's better to be pushing upward than to be plateauing, I think. So, by not going walkies 7 days a week, but only going 5 to 6 days a week, my thighs slide a day. And then it takes 2 days of walking to bring me back up to where I was. During that point, of course, my thigh muscles are sore because they're having to push to get me back up to where I was. And by the time they get back up there, I skip for a day, and then I got to push to bring them back up. So my upper thighs, my lower thighs, my thighs in general are now, itchy ear. I'm sorry, I've got my finger in my ear. That's nowhere near as horrific as putting my finger in my nose or standing up and inserting my finger in any other orifice. Wouldn't want to do that on camera. But still, I just had an itchy ear. My insides of my ears are so itchy. I wear earbuds like everybody else in the world. I mean, they're not really earbuds. They're far away now, but they're the, if you see me do any gaming stuff, they're the things you wedge inside of your ears, which I am so careful with. I keep my volume down, because with that, those little speakers so close to your ears with no other space to pick up any noises and scatter the sound, it's being directed right at your eardrums. You got to be so careful. So I keep the sound as low as I can so as to not wipe out my hearing. Now, I'm amazed I've got as good a hearing as I have right now with all the stuff I've done. I used to go to concerts when I was younger. If you've ever heard of the group Cheap Trick, I used to go to Cheap Trick concerts a lot. I've probably been to about 5 or 6 Cheap Trick concerts back in the late 70s. And that was good. But when I got out, I wouldn't be able to hear anything for like 3 days. And halfway through each of the concerts, my ears would start to short out. Literally shorting out. I would just be hearing like instead of music. And then at the end, it was just nothing. And it would take 3 days before I could hear again. So I am amazed that I got as good hearing as I have. And I have excellent hearing. It's amazing. So thumbs up for that. This hand keeps drifting away, far away, and I'm sorry about that. I try to stay symmetrical. And that's another thing. Because I had been gaining weight, all I have to do now is retain a little bit of water and my neck gets too thick to comfortably wear any of my chokers. And that's irritating right there. But I do not want to cut off the circulation to my brain any. And you may say, well, a choker, that can't really do anything. With your, I know the jugular vein, and it starts with a C. I cannot remember the name of the artery. It starts with a C though, but there's that artery that's just right here that feeds your brain. They have found that even just wearing a necktie, just a normal necktie, not tight, but just tied normally, can constrict the blood flow to your brain by 15%. So on those days when my choker is tight because I'm retaining too much fluid, I don't want to be curtailing the flow of blood to my brain by any amount. It's bad enough as it is. My brain needs all the oxygen it can get. So I got to be very, very careful that way. So on days like today, when I'm retaining more fluid, at least it's just a little bit. The thing is, I need to lose more weight. Now I'm getting better because I talked yesterday about I think it was yesterday? I mentioned before too how, morning time feels like yesterday by the time I hit noon, and it feels like days away by the time I hit the evening. So, I can't even remember. Good old fibromyalgia. I didn't leave a strong enough conversational breadcrumb. Now I can't find my way back to that path. I hate bloody fibro fog. Plus, of course, my untreated adult ADHD. So, yeah. Still though, life is fine. Life is good. Life is okay. That was one of the things we talked about, that everybody in their life does patterns. You have repeating patterns. And I've got a lot of repeating patterns. But being aware of what repeating patterns you have so that you can interrupt that repeating pattern is a good thing. So if you find yourself like constantly sabotaging yourself, constantly wanting to do something new but unable to, take a look at your repeating patterns. One of the things that people do is we stick to safety, comfort in a known situation, because, and it's in a trite statement, but it is real, that better the devil you know than the devil you don't. You may not like your situation, but you know it. You're comfortable with it because it's predictable. It's comfortable because you know what's going to happen. It's comfortable because you know when it's going to hurt, you know why it's going to hurt. Nothing is a surprise. And when you do something else, that's uncertainty, and that is frightening. And that keeps people in bad places. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. And that's kind of too bad. I need to break my repeating cycles, and I'm close. I really think I'm close. I honestly feel like the quest marker that I have been chasing for decades, that has always been over the mountain, over the hills, over that forest. It's always been that way. That finally that quest marker is hovering over the treasure marker on the ground, only about 90 meters away. I can see it. I'm not going to be magically cured. I'm still going to be depressed. I'm still going to have adult ADHD. I'm still going to have to deal with mourning and grief of the death of my wife, the death of my parents, the loss of my children. All sorts of things are not good. But it will be a big change. And that's good. Not so big a change that I'm going to become a different person, but I'm going to be able to, I think, my plan is to be able to actually get stuff done. And you know what though? If, as it turns out, it takes a little bit longer and I'm too actually old to get stuff done by the time I get there, just the fact that I made it is a win. And that makes it worth it right there. It doesn't matter if I do anything with the status that I achieve by getting to the quest marker. It's getting to the quest marker. And that's a very, very good thing. I have made radical changes to my personality through my life. It's been in the past, so it's taking time to break out of the ruts that decades of my personality have created. But I've been working on it. And you can too. This is one thing that my therapist was saying I should try to do with my channel. And one of the things I try to do is to be positive, to show that you too can do these things. That I have made it through the death of my wife. I've made it through the death of my parents. I've made it through losing my house. I have survived sexual abuse as a child, physical abuse as a child. I have survived. Survived 25 plus years of alcoholism. If I can do it, you can too. And I've been trying to show that to help people in my channel. What my therapist wants me to do is, well, not wants, but thinks is a good idea, is to chronicle, like day whatever, I've survived, the death of my wife. Here's what I've done. Here's how maybe it can help you. That seems a little bit too DIY-y, and I'm not a DIY type person. I don't know how to teach people that. The only way I know how to teach people how to do this sort of stuff is to actually show myself doing it. Because there are parts of my life still I want to get better at. I don't like my social anxieties. On the other hand, I'm older and I don't mind too much being alone. Excuse me. As long as I'm alone by choice. Alone, but not lonely. Isolated, but not separated. That's okay. But we'll see how things go. Thumbs up for that. Definitely a good thing. I've been thinking story stuff. I've mentioned before with my cosmic horror pantheon stuff how there's, I've mentioned that the 12 children of Amaterasu, or the Gakira, the Angakira, and how there's only one in the multiverse. There's only one Gakira, and that is Amaterasu. There are 12 Angakira in all of the multiverse. Just one. What? Just those 12. There are a handful of Gakiru. There are many Gakiri. There are a lot of Gakira. Gakire. God, it's hard to get these things correct. Just hard to imagine. No, not hard to imagine. all you people out there trying to say these things on your own, if you ever try, and I don't ever blame you if you wouldn't. But there's a scattering of those. The Gakiru at least equal and sometimes overpower Amaterasu in sheer power, and then scattering outward. But I've got to get this done, amazingly enough. And how am I going to actually get this done? I didn't think this through, because I've got my camera over here so that I'm facing this way to get my stuff done on the reading of the thanking people. But my actual text is over here. I didn't think this one through. So I'm gonna have to like kind of go in the middle. We'll see how this one works out, won't we? So we have Laser Boy, thank you very, very much. And Sarah Iden, greatly appreciated. Brutish Wing 2.0, thumbs up and thank you. Crystal Spirit 4128, greatly appreciated. We have Kathy Kiss Cat, thank you very, very much. Mateo Nodari, thumbs up and thank you. Stephen Blanchard, greatly appreciated. We have Marble Geek, thumbs up. Confused Owl 29, greatly appreciated. Shay D, thank you very much. Robin Plays, greatly appreciated. Sebastian Ferris, thank you very, very much. Kalk Bachi, I sure hope I'm close. And Colin Reisenauer, thumbs up and thank you. Russian Timing, greatly appreciated. We have Kura Draco Valladares, I sure hope I'm close. Bet I'm not, but thank you very, very much. We have Bailey Snyder, greatly appreciated. Guldor Gray, I like that name. Thumbs up, thank you very much. Just Not Laughs. Huh. I don't know about the name, but thank you very, very much. And then we have Graves Attack, thumbs up. Lyle Chipperson, thumbs up and thank you. Then we have Oral Lyrical, thumbs up, thank you very, very much. Potatotron, thank you so very, very much for the cat soup. Not soup made out of cats, but soup for cats. That was awesome. She loves it. Thank you very, very much. Kuchapachi Paul, greatly appreciated. And last but not least, Ali Shabiri, who, oh boy, poor Ali Shabiri. But such is life. Now I can face fully in this direction, make sure that I'm halfway centered still. If you could, no. Thank you very much for having left me a comment. You get me out of my head, into the world, and dealing with real people. There we go. That's what I meant to say. Plus, if you could check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, NearlySeniorCitizen.com, something that I don't even mean to mention anymore. Sorry about that. If you could check out my PayPal or donate to, if you could, become a Patreon.com patron or a GoFundMe campaign. I can't even say this anymore. Here, look at these people. They are beautiful and awesome. They are Patreon.com patrons. If you could become a Patreon.com patron or donate to my GoFundMe campaign, that would be beautiful and awesome, just like these beautiful and awesome people. If you wanted to help me out, but you didn't want to donate there, I have the PayPal link that I mentioned down below. That would be cool if you could contribute to that. If you wanted to help me out, but didn't want to send money, I have an Amazon wishlist link down below with cat food, hamster bedding, such like that. If you could check it out, that would be very cool. Now, don't feel obligated. I don't feel entitled. And if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get for my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. And of course, if you could subscribe to the channel and hit that bell, that would be very cool. Greatly appreciated. I would understand if you did not wish to, especially with the way my fogged out brain is working today. I love fibro fog so much. I would understand. But I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now to the literal end of time. And now, back over in this direction. Yay! Make sure I'm centered in the far off camera over there. Yay! Thumbs up for that. Well, I made a Reddit reading reaction video. For 6 hours before I went to bed, it was fine and monetized. When I woke up this morning and came in and turned on my computer, it was demonetized. Now it takes 12 plus hours for one of them for an appeal to go through, so I don't think I'm going to have a Reddit reading reaction today. So I've still got other videos, and that's a good thing. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. Definitely a thumbs up. Practice self-care, and remember, cats can have a little salami as a treat.